So Ilia Topuria versus Justin Gaethje is reportedly going to be the UFC's first main event on Paramount January 2026 in Los Angeles, California. Yo, this is genius matchmaking on the UFC's behalf. Now, does Gaethje deserve a title fight? No. Gaethje is coming off a win over Rafael Fiziev at UFC 313. Fiziev wasn't even ranked inside of the top 10 at the time, and Fiziev did take the fight against Gaethje on short notice, and he did give Gaethje a tough fight in there. And the fight before the Fiziev, Gaethje was face down, kissing the canvas from Max Holloway at UFC 300. So since the loss to Max, he's only got one win. And since the win over Rafael Fiziev, Justin Gaethje has been sat on the sideline saying stuff like if he doesn't get a title fight, he is going to retire. As soon as he said that, I wish the UFC called his bluff. They didn't. And it looks like we're going to get this matchup. It is looking like this is what the matchup is going to be. And from a UFC's perspective, a marketing perspective, this is genius. Now, I want to cover this point here quickly. This could be a video in its own right, but people say the UFC have a star issue, a star problem. They don't have many stars anymore. And I disagree with that, to be honest. I think the UFC do have big names like a Pereira, like a Topuria, like an Islam, but their issue is with these guys, these big names, is they don't keep them active. Ilia Topuria is arguably the face of the UFC right now. He's the biggest star they have behind when McGregor comes back, if he does come back. But Topuria knocked out Volk, Max, Oliveira. He knocked out Oliveira in June to become 2-division UFC world champion, pound for pound #1. He took no damage in that matchup against Charles Oliveira. And now we're not going to see him again until the new year. Bruh. Yo, that's the UFC's problem. Keep your stars active. But anyway, this is genius matchmaking on the UFC's behalf, because why? We know what this matchup is going to bring. We know what the outcome of this fight is going to be. Now, Justin Gaethje doesn't have a grappling threat for Ilia Topuria. On the feet, Gaethje is a big puncher. He does carry a lot of power, and I think his rear uppercut could maybe be a shot that causes Topuria problems, because Ilia Topuria isn't the most defensively sound fighter. That is where he is kind of flawed, is that he isn't defensively great. You know, look at the Volkanovski fight. Volk was landing the jab at will on him. Max Holloway landed a lot of damage on him. Oliveira didn't really get anything off. I think he landed a nice elbow on him. But Ilia Topuria is there to be hit. Also, Gaethje does have nice leg kicks as well, which could be a problem. But realistically, Topuria is going to knock Justin Gaethje out cold. That's what's going to happen in this matchup. In round 1, Gaethje, he does have some okay boxing combinations, but his weight distribution sometimes is terrible. He throws shots and then he ends up coming off balance, and that shit is going to be a real problem for him when he's in there against someone like Ilia Topuria, who has a really strong understanding of the boxing side of things, where that's arguably Gaethje's best attribute is his boxing, and Ilia Topuria is just levels above him in there. Now, Gaethje is tough, but we have seen him be cracked and hurt and knocked out multiple times, and I think that's what's going to happen in this matchup. Ilia Topuria is going to get a highlight reel KO over Justin Gaethje on the first ever UFC Paramount card. Also, what else will happen is this is Gaethje's last shot at a title. He said he's got one more title run in him, so you're going to get Ilia Topuria with a viral first round knockout over Justin Gaethje. You're also going to get a Justin Gaethje retirement on the card. So there's mega. There's a lot of stuff to talk about. You've got the Topuria knockout over Gaethje, Gaethje retiring. I'm sure they're going to stack the rest of the card up. Maybe Merab Yan as the co-main event, something like that. So they will stack this card, but those are two massive talking points. Arguably the face of the promotion right now gets a viral first round KO over a known name in Justin Gaethje, plus you get a Gaethje retirement on the first ever Paramount card. So I understand why the UFC's doing this. Also, when you look at the lightweight rankings, Arman's fighting Dan Hooker. Arman isn't going to make that turnaround. Paddy Pimblett is stuffing his face doing like mukbang challenges on his YouTube channel, I think. This guy hasn't started his cut yet. So, and also with the Paddy Pimblett matchup, this is the thing I want to talk about. Paddy Pimblett, Ilia Topuria is a European pay-per-view headliner. It's a European main event. That's where that fight needs to be. There is no point having Topuria Gaethje or Topuria Pimblett in Las Vegas or MSG. What's the point in having that fight there? That's a waste in my opinion. That should be the main event of UFC Spain. Is Topuria, Pimblett, the summer of that year. Now, Paddy Pimblett will need to get one more win. And basically, who's left for Paddy Pimblett to fight? I don't think he's going to beat that guy if they do go for this matchup. But we'll talk about that at the end of the video. But yeah, this is... I know it isn't the matchup that we want to see, and it is a very predictable outcome, but it is genius. You get a viral KO for Topuria and the Gaethje retirement all in one card. It is smart thinking on the UFC's behalf. Quickly though, before we talk about Paddy Pimblett, just the end of the video, yo, is this shit true? One, because Gaethje is going to be put on a t-shirt if this is the case, and two, yo, the Ilia Topuria edits are going to be next level on TikTok. But let's move on to this. Yo, this is the only guy left for Paddy Pimblett. Pimblett needs one more win. Holloway needs one more win. Oliveira versus Gamrot's happening this weekend. You've got Arman versus Dan Hooker. Yo, if Gaethje is the guy to fight Topuria, which I think it is going to be, yo, this is the only fight left. Yo, Max Holloway, Paddy Pimblett, fight night main event in London. Give it to me right now. Or sorry, Liverpool. Give me Holloway, Pimblett in Liverpool, fight night main event. Yo, tell me I just didn't cook there. I literally cooked a Michelin star meal right off the top of the head, right in front of you. And I'm seeing a lot of people say this is a terrible matchup for Paddy Pimblett. Look, I would pick Max Holloway to win this matchup. Max Holloway's more proven at the elite level. I think his boxing is going to be hard for Pimblett to deal with. Max Holloway isn't the biggest puncher though. And let's not lie, Max Holloway's chin, yo, he's been cracked. We've seen him not take damage. The same Gaethje dropped him. Ilia Topuria sent him to the Shadow Realm. I'm pretty sure Dustin Poirier dropped him and hurt him in their fight as well. Their trilogy, if I remember correctly. Pimblett's got unorthodox striking. He hits hard. He's massive for the division. He does have the grappling threat. Not that Max Holloway's grappling has been a bit of a problem, but it is there. Yo, I'm kind of done doubting Paddy Pimblett though. I am. This guy, I doubt him every fight. Every fight he looks better and more dominant. I would still pick Max to win this matchup though, but this is a massive, massive fight as well. Although, the issue the UFC might run into is if you do this fight now and Paddy loses, then you don't get the massive Paddy Topuria. That there's the thing. So maybe they do Paddy versus Moicano. That there sells. It's a big fight. Paddy would definitely be the favourite going into that one. And then you get the Paddy versus Topuria. But who knows? But as things are lining up right now in the lightweight division, this is the matchup that they are going to make if they make this fight right here. But yeah, it's not the fight that I'm dying to see. I think there'll be a good performance from Topuria, a highlight reel KO, another big name on his resume. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below. What do you think of this matchup? Do you think Topuria knocks him out in the first round? Let me know, does anybody think Gaethje will win this fight? And I will see you all again in the next one. Like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Ciao, adios.